Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I was able to take some pictures last night of dinner. Recording is a little hard, like I mentioned before in one of my previous videos. My young daughter's home at that time. My husband's also in the kitchen. So it's just a little hard to get a good recording without there being a whole lot of noise and racket going on in the background. But I did take some pictures and I'll kind of walk you through what I did for my meal that night. So this particular recipe is a tempeh sandwich. I'm going to be honest, when I first found a tempeh recipe, I had no idea what tempeh was. And when I went to the store to look for it, it just looked weird. Not going to lie. But I have to say, it was one of the best things I have tried. I do enjoy tofu. And so this is kind of similar in the sense that it's a good source of protein for vegetarian options. Um, as I mentioned, I just don't really care for meat. I am definitely not a vegetarian. I will consume meat on occasion, but this is a good alternative for those nights where I don't really want to have any kind of meat. So what I started off first was the Grains Almighty plant protein bread. I went ahead and toasted 2 slices. And then I took about a half of a tablespoon of, no, I'm sorry, I should say about a full tablespoon of hummus and spread that evenly between the 2 slices of toasted bread. I went ahead then and just grabbed about a handful of spinach. I'd probably say a half a cup of spinach and put it onto one of the slices of bread as you can see in the photo. Next, what I did was sliced up some avocado. It's kind of nice and easy. My daughter absolutely loves avocado. So this is one of those great opportunities for me to kind of use some of that up and then she can have the rest. And I put those slices on the other side of the bread. Again, just kind of making sure it's kind of even, makes it a little easier to eat. Then the next thing I did was prepare my tempeh. The tempeh, as you can see here, looks a little weird, but I have to say it's really yummy. I keep it very simple. I basically just pan fry it in a very little bit of olive oil. I then season it with garlic, salt, and pepper, and fry it for probably about 3 minutes on each side. And then as you can see in this little clip, this is kind of what it looks like as it starts to brown. Once it browns like this, I know it's ready, and I'll go ahead and take it off and then put it onto my bread. And that's the completed meal. I do move the other slice of bread onto the top of that one side and eat it as a whole sandwich. But then I usually add to all of my meals a salad, making sure I'm keeping that half portion of my plate as vegetables in that salad. For dressing, I don't do dressing. I will drizzle just the slightest amount of olive oil. I would say probably about maybe a quarter tablespoon, if that. But then I add seasonings to my salad. So salt, pepper, I add a little bit of thyme and oregano to this one. I find that that actually makes things very tasty without having to drench my vegetables or drench my vegetables with dressing that's just wasted calories at that point. There are lots of 0-calorie dressings. I have tried a lot of them. And I'm going to be honest, I am not a huge fan. I actually find that having a more plain salad is far more appetizing than having some of those dressings. Mainly, I think it's because the really, really good dressings that I enjoy tend to be made with olive oil and vinegar, those kinds of vinaigrettes, and they actually tend to be a little bit higher in calories. So this is a great alternative to that without exceeding my calorie intake for the day. This whole meal was probably about 500 calories, but a really good source of protein. So I'm very happy with it. So I'm glad I got to share my dinner with you. I'm sorry I couldn't record, it's just photos, but I hope this helps you kind of see how I'm planning each of my meals out, how I'm making sure I'm sticking with the quarter protein, quarter carbs, half serving of vegetables. So have a good night, everybody, and thanks again for watching. Please feel free to subscribe and like this video, and I will keep posting as I can.